Hey guys, so just recently I heard about the Robert Pattinson controversy, and I gotta say, I am not surprised by what I am hearing. Because this is exactly what me and many other Batman fans were apprehensive about when it was first announced that Robert Pattinson is going to be playing Batman. And like I said before, I don't really have anything against Robert Pattinson, but he is not Batman. He does not look like Bruce Wayne, and he definitely doesn't have the right build. I know Matt Reeves is going for a more detective-based Batman story, which is cool, but I think in terms of comic book accuracy, the more interesting approach would be to have Robert Pattinson get jacked for the role, at least a little bit. You know, to actually show that he can play Batman, because right now I'm just not seeing it. I mean, seriously, this is the guy who came out saying that I am not going to be working out for the role, all because it's not in my best interest. Like, that's literally what he says. And if that doesn't sound insulting to the character, then I don't know what does. People say that he was just joking around, trolling, but playing a character like Batman isn't really something to take lightly. People love this character a lot, and if you don't take that into consideration, then you would only be doing yourself a disservice by trying to piss off the fans. And fans do have the right to voice their anger if they feel like they are being insulted. So I definitely agree with the backlash being aimed towards this guy, and rightfully so. As for Matt Reeves, another interesting approach I would love to see is the addition of the Bat family. Because with every Batman movie that has came out year after year, rarely do we ever get to see characters like Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl on screen. And yeah, sure, of course you can say that we have seen those characters under Joel Schumacher's vision, which yeah, we have, but except those characters were handled so poorly to the point where it didn't really seem like Joel Schumacher understood those characters. I mean, this is the guy who freaking gave Batman nipples. But with every other Batman movie, all we ever get is the same old stories of Bruce Wayne trying to find his place in Gotham as the town's hero. And then on top of that, repeating the same conflict with Alfred and the GCPD. Like, it's like we've already seen I've already seen this before. Why are we reliving this again? And look, I'm not saying that Matt Reeves' vision is flawed. I'm just saying that the idea of making a movie centered around Batman facing his rogues gallery in a one-off story is an idea that has already been used countless times. I know at this point it may seem like I'm just monologuing, but what can I say? I really want to see the definitive Batman, and so far no director has really given us that. Tim Burton's Batman was a lot of fun to watch, but definitely wasn't accurate to the source material. Same could also be said about Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder. Joel Schumacher's Batman, however, was bad. I don't care what anyone tells me, it was bad. But anyway, I wanted to be excited for Matt Reeves' Batman, but instead I'm just left with doubt, and I hate feeling that. I'll still watch the movie when it airs, just to see where Matt takes the character. I'm sure that the movie will be great for what it is, but I'm still waiting for the definitive Batman movie. Of course, we can all have our own opinions of how we think Batman should be portrayed on screen, but let's be honest with ourselves, this ain't 1989 anymore. And plus, the whole realistic take on comic book characters trend is starting to get stale at this point. It was cool when Zack Snyder did it with Superman, it was cool when Jon Favreau did it with Iron Man, and hell, it was even cool when Mark Guggenheim did it with Green Arrow. Despite the show having some bizarre writing decisions that were clearly made by the studio. But nowadays, people want to see comic book characters be adapted at their fullest. I mean, part of the reason why Birds of Prey didn't do well in the box office is because none of the characters were adapted at their fullest. Harley Quinn didn't exactly have the best motivation to move forward as her own character. Black Canary definitely wasn't given the best writing. Huntress was a whiny bitch. And both Renee Montoya and Cassandra Cain's existence in a movie made absolutely no sense. To the point where it should have just been a Birds of Prey movie and not a Harley Quinn movie. But they tried to cram two sides of the story together and it just didn't work. But anyway, what I'm saying is this. The realistic take doesn't always work for comic book characters. You could do it here and there, but it gets draining real fast. It's one thing to want to put your own spin on a character concept and do your own thing with it. But to repeat the same creative process that's already been done countless times in the past is what I take issue with. And that is why I am not excited for Matt Reeves' Batman. But what I am excited for is the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Even though I am not the biggest fan of Zack Snyder's work, I do like that he decided to go in a more experimental route with some of DC's characters as opposed to going the Marvel route and making them feel as campy and predictable as possible. And no disrespect to the MCU, but rarely do I ever get an ounce of excitement out of their movies. And granted, I'm not a fan of every decision that Zack Snyder made with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, but at least with those movies, I was actually able to get a sense of real excitement and enjoyment. Because I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea what was going to happen with each character as the series progressed. And so that's what made it all the more enjoyable for me personally as a fan. Which is why I can't wait to see Zack Snyder's definitive take on the Justice League. But anyways, that's it for this video, folks. I'm King Bishop. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.